For over 500 million years, life in the ocean has been a fight. A fight for the right to pass on your genes to the next generation. And a fight to be the diner rather than the dinner. Predators and prey outdo each other with stealth, camouflage, and raw power. In the ocean, it's a never-ending battle to be a survivor. Baleen whales are the largest animals in the ocean. Humpbacks can grow to 19 meters and weigh up to 36 tons. They are instantly recognizable by their massive flippers. Up to 5 meters. The longest limbs in the animal kingdom. For power, a tail fluke 5.5 meters wide. They achieve this great size by hunting tiny prey, krill and small schooling fish. The coast of southern Alaska is a major humpback feeding ground. Mostly solitary, whales gather here in the summer to feed. Schools of energy-rich Pacific herring are a favorite. Some of these highly intelligent mammals hunt cooperatively. They surround the school, blowing a net of bubbles to corral the fish. Then they surface, mouths extended, taking in 57,000 liters of fish-laden water each. They sieve it through bristles of keratin, called baleen, to extract the meal. After feeding for 4 or 5 months, they have enough fat reserve. Mothers are usually shadowed by males. They're escorts. Biding their time until the females are ready to mate. Each escort hangs around for a day or less. But there are always plenty of others looking to take his place. The tension sparks off one of nature's wildest mating rituals. The heat run. As many as 20 males frantically follow the female, sometimes for hours on end. They jockey for position, using intimidation and dirty tricks. Bubble curtains disorient the competition. If all else fails, there's always outright violence. The winner of these bruising encounters must be incredibly fit. And would be well placed to pass on his genes. Big as they are, these filter feeders are not the only contenders for the crown. Perhaps these active hunters are the real rulers of the ocean. Sharks, honed by at least 400 million years of evolution. A swarm of small Galapagos sharks feast on the carcass of a baby humpback. It's unlikely that they killed it. They certainly didn't leave these massive teeth marks. The whale may have died of natural causes. Or perhaps this great white killed it and is back for another bite. An adult great white is over 2 tons of streamlined muscle, tipped with teeth. 300 of them, serrated like steak knives. Perfect for slicing up mammals. They will travel thousands of kilometers throughout all the world's oceans to get to rich feeding grounds. Great whites are partially warm-blooded. The energy-rich blubber of marine mammals helps them keep their brains, muscles, and stomachs warmer than the water around them, making for a powerful predator with excellent digestion. Great whites are also major killers of the world's smallest marine mammal. One that can survive in the wildest conditions. Along America's Pacific coast, from Alaska to California. Sea otters. With front paws instead of flippers, they appear less fully adapted to the ocean. But while seals regularly haul out, otters can spend their entire lives at sea, even to give birth. Fully webbed hind feet are the otter's primary propulsion. Unlike seals, otters don't have blubber to stay warm, or interest a shark. This may explain why hundreds of otters are killed, but not eaten, by juvenile great whites. It could be a case of mistaken identity. Otters keep warm with the densest fur in the animal kingdom. 150,000 hairs per square centimeter. Frequent grooming keeps it waterproof. Life in this chilly water takes a lot of energy. So the otter must hunt often and eat at least a quarter of its body weight each day. They scour the rocks for anything edible, including oysters, abalone, and crabs. Otters even sleep at sea, wrapped in a bed of kelp to avoid drifting away. The kelp forest is essential to the otter's world. As well as protection for sleeping otters, it shelters a thriving diversity of marine creatures, many of which the otter likes to eat. But the otter's realm is under constant threat from an army of hungry marauders. The sea otter's nemesis is a mindless consumer of kelp. Sea urchins. These ravenous predators eat the kelp's stalks, causing it to drift away. Too many urchins can destroy a kelp forest in a matter of months. Urchins may be brainless, but they have a 400 million year evolutionary head start on otters. Their sharp spines are a formidable deterrent to a would-be predator. But having a brain gives the otter a huge advantage. It simply dislodges them with its retractable claws and breaks open the shell. Otters are a keystone predator. By feasting on urchins, they keep the entire kelp forest ecosystem in balance. Like kelp forests, mangroves are an important habitat for numerous creatures. And this kingdom is also ruled by an apex predator. The saltwater crocodile, or salty, is the largest living reptile on Earth. Unlike the warm-blooded otters, salties need very little food. Although big crocs will eat almost anything, they mainly catch small prey like fish. Salties are at home in a wide range of territories, including the island of New Guinea. Here, there are many suitable habitats for crocodiles, like mangroves and seagrass meadows. Like marine mammals, crocodiles evolved on land before invading the oceans. With a range of formidable adaptations. Their excellent eyesight is tuned to the blue wavelengths that dominate in seawater. and glands on their tongues secrete salt. Despite an ancestry stretching 80 million years, these magnificent predators are still full of surprises. And their invasion of the oceans continues to this day. Stomach contents have shown that salties can and do catch ocean-going fish. They can travel hundreds of kilometers to explore new lands. But how was a mystery. They lack the stamina for long-distance swimming. Instead, they drift passively with favorable ocean currents. The plus side of a slow metabolism is that they can go without food or water for many months. With an occasional bit of luck, a salty can survive in the open ocean almost indefinitely. The tropical Pacific is also home to another widespread reptilian predator. Sea snakes love the warm, shallow water of a reef. One of the longest coral reefs on the planet surrounds New Caledonia. It encloses a huge lagoon, home to 15 species of sea snake. Like this banded sea crate, a distant relative of Asian cobras that return to the sea, at least part-time. Like its ancestors, it has large scales on its belly to move on land. It has evolved a paddle-like tail for swimming. But banded kraits spend a lot of time on land, resting and digesting their favorite prey, eels. When it gets hungry, it's time to return to the lagoon. Unlike kraits, true sea snakes never leave the sea. With flattened bodies, they move effortlessly through the water. But unlike fish, sea snakes must return to the surface to breathe. The shallow lagoon, with its abundance of fish, is an ideal hunting ground for these air-breathing predators. The turtle-headed sea snake is an oddball, with a distinctive short, blunt head. They come in many shades, from pristine stripes to almost completely black. The darker ones are more sensitive to fouling by algae. A thick growth can reduce their speed by 20%. But no matter. This snake isn't after fast-swimming fish. It has one of the weakest venoms of any sea snake, no use for hunting. Special tooth-like scales are all it needs to catch its prey. It's not after the fish, but their eggs, which are plentiful year-round on this tropical reef. Most snakes gorge and digest, but the turtle-headed snake survives by having many small meals. Of all the creatures in the ocean, fish are the most familiar. They come in a dazzling array of sizes, shapes, and colors. The most ancient group evolved before animals had moving jaws. Hagfish are one of the only survivors of this family. Not even a true vertebrate, possessing a partial skull but no backbone. Living in dark waters, they're almost completely blind, but have an incredible sense of smell, transmitted through their sensory tentacles. They slither around the sea floor, looking for carrion. Hagfish are part of the 1%. The other 99% of fish are called ray-finned fish. Clownfish, lionfish, and this flying fish taxiing across the sand. All have fins that are made of skin stretched over bony spines or rays. A yellow frogfish is looking for its next meal. So sure of its sponge-like disguise, it makes no attempt to hide. It's called aggressive mimicry, and it's very effective. The Malay archipelago boasts by far the most frogfish species. Related to deep-sea anglerfish, these lumpy predators waddle on stumpy fins. Dangling their lures whenever they get hungry. Each species has found ways to hide in plain sight. One mimics a sea squirt. Another is part of the coral. There's even one that mimics sea urchins. This striated frogfish blends in with the sandy bottom. By expanding its mouth 12-fold, it sucks in prey in a few milliseconds. Camouflage and disguises abound here. The leaf fish mimics a drifting leaf. It even sways from side to side, as if in a current. While these leafy fish are not leaf fish, but a type of pipefish, relatives of seahorses. Others use protrusions on their bodies to mimic a feather star. The tiny pygmy seahorse has honed this trick to perfection. It is almost impossible to spot them in the coral until they move. Typically less than 2 centimeters tall, these masters of disguise were discovered accidentally in 1969 by a scientist collecting coral. A related species called Denise's pygmy seahorse evaded detection until 2003. Little fish hide for safety, but the ocean's biggest predatory fish have very little to fear. Sharks were evolution's nuclear option in the war for survival. Big pelagic sharks like great whites, marcos, and blue sharks are members of an ancient family called cartilaginous fish. The first vertebrate predators. Cartilage skeletons were lighter than bone, meaning sharks could swim further and faster using less energy. Tiger sharks travel hundreds of kilometers in all the world's warm oceans, but usually return to their home range in time for dinner. One group uses the islands of Hawaii as its home base. "700 kilometers northwest of the main island chain lies a tiny speck called Tern Island. It's the preferred nesting spot for thousands of seabirds. Including 2 species of albatross. Every year in June and July, when the chicks are ready to fly, Hawaiian tiger sharks gather offshore. The cunning predators know what will happen next. First flights are often short and not entirely successful. The youngsters rest on the water before they try again. However, about 10% of them never get the chance. Sharks are smart, but the sea creatures most renowned for their intelligence belong to an even more ancient family. They're mollusks, like this decidedly unintelligent snail. "500 million years ago, one group of mollusks developed abilities far beyond the average shellfish. They evolved eyes, multiple arms, and brains. The most primitive of them still live in the mysterious depths of the ocean. North of Australia, Papua New Guinea borders an area of the Pacific called the Coral Sea. Famous for its colorful reefs, made up of hundreds of different coral species. And teeming with a stunning variety of marine life. Beyond the reef, a steep wall drops off into the abyss, where the most ancient surviving cephalopod hides. The Nautilus. Inside its spiral shell are chambers that the Nautilus can fill with gas or water to rise and fall like a submarine. The shell protects it from predators and the crushing pressures of the deep. Growing up to 25 centimeters across, the pearly Nautilus is the biggest of the 7 surviving species. But back in prehistory, 10,000 species ruled the seas, including 3-meter giants. The primitive eye lacks a lens and works like a pinhole camera. The Nautilus hunts by smell, using receptors in its many tentacles. But their brains are small and primitive compared to the more cerebral cephalopods that evolved around 100 million years ago to compete with fish. Cuttlefish are renowned as one of the most intelligent invertebrates. They earn the nickname chameleons of the sea for their mastery of camouflage. And just like chameleons, they snatch prey from its perch faster than the human eye can see. In the blink of an eye, a cuttlefish can seemingly disappear, blending into the background. A clever trick. Bumps on their skin even help them change texture. Cuttlefish don't always use their color-changing abilities to hide. While hunting, they often strobe in a way that seems to overwhelm their prey. A crab stands helplessly to be devoured. What looks like a tongue is actually 2 specialized tentacles, each with a suction cup at the end. Like all cephalopods, they have a bony beak that can tear apart even the toughest crustacean. America's Pacific Northwest is a stronghold of another crab-loving cephalopod. The world's largest octopus. Found from tidal waters right down to 700 meters. The octopus has many predators, including seals and sharks. Their main defense is blending in with the background and hiding. missing arms are common, but they grow back as good as new. They may be prey, but they're also deadly predators. Crabs are a favorite food. It'll be devoured in the safety of the octopus's den. Readily apparent from the midden heap of discarded shells outside. Crustaceans may be on many menus, but they are an evolutionary success story, having survived 5 mass extinctions. They have a tough exoskeleton and appendages that serve many purposes. This tropical porcelain crab has special appendages to filter food from the water. It lives within the protective embrace of an anemone. Crabs have many strategies to avoid becoming someone else's dinner. Some use camouflage to escape detection. The zebra urchin crab seeks protection in the forest of poisonous spines of a fire urchin. But this is no symbiotic relationship. The parasitic crab sometimes damages the shell of its protector. This carrier crab turns the relationship on its head. It has evolved special back legs designed to pick up and hold a spiny bodyguard. But perhaps the strangest crab of all has one monster claw. Perhaps the oddest claws in the animal kingdom belong to the numerous fiddler crabs. There are 10 species on one mudflat in Indonesia alone. True survivors, they do everything they need to do when the tide is out. They emerge from burrows to sift through the mud for edible debris. But 95% of it is just dirt. So they leave little balls of sediment behind. The gunk nearest the water's edge is the most nutritious, sparking a little migration with every tide. Only the males have big claws. Because survival is not just about staying alive. It's also about making sure you get to pass on your genes. They try to attract females with enthusiastic displays of waving, as well as intimidating each other. This juvenile hopefully follows a female into her burrow. But she is having none of it. She'll wait for a mature male with a fiddle worthy of her attention. Even more ancient than the arthropods are a group of curious animals that seem to have little in common. Cnidaria is the family of corals, anemones, and jellyfish. Millions of tiny polyps living in a limestone city make the familiar coral reefs. But some polyps are huge and go through a free-swimming stage of life called a medusa. A jellyfish is a single giant medusa that propels itself through the water by rhythmical contractions. Nomura's jellyfish is one of the largest in the ocean. This quivering behemoth starts life the size of a pinhead, and in less than a year grows to almost 2 meters in diameter and around 200 kilos in weight. But these little fish are not part of its diet. Like clownfish on an anemone, they just seek protection from bigger fish in the Nomura's stinging tentacles. It fuels its astounding growth by eating microscopic plankton. Its tiny prey are stung and paralyzed before being consumed. On the feeding arms below its bell, a fully grown Nomura has hundreds of tiny mouthlets, each just 1 millimeter across. Jellyfish were pioneers of evolution, the first animals to have a basic nervous system and the ability to control their movements. After 500 million years on Earth, their numbers are increasing.